What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Rosa. Enjoy your game. It is rather very, very hot. But you know, new year, new goals. And new fitness goals, new body, new everything. So, today, we're going to be discussing... Okay, but before we begin, I'd like to say, none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you need financial advice, rather speak to someone who's registered with the FSCA. I heard that from Nicolette Mashile. So, let's get into the video. It is very hot on top of this car. Sure. So these are 7 bad money habits that we're not taking into 2025. So why? It's because I was born in 1997 on the 7th month, but not on the 7th day. On the 10th. But it's pretty close, right?
And because 7 is a number that represents perfection.
So let's get into the video. It's hot. Let's try this again. Number 1, impulse buying. So this year, guys, we're not impulse buying. We're not going to the shops to buy things that we don't need. So one thing that you guys don't know is that I'm bench pressing this car right now. Uncle Shish, the car is actually on top of me, not the other way around. So rather make a list so that you can avoid buying unnecessary things when you go into the shop. So because shops have this way of tricking you to buying things that you don't really need. For example, buying chocolates next to the aisle. You didn't go there to buy it, but for some reason, now you're buying a chocolate. Number 2, make sure that you have a budget. Don't spend money that you save for your fuel on buying other things. So I think banking apps have options now to set separate budgets for separate things so that you don't go seeping into your fuel budget when you're supposed to go buy food or go to a vacation. So make sure that you separate your budgets for everything. So, number 3, always have an emergency fund. I remember back in the day, a few years ago, I once took a girl out to a date and I took out my card because we went to a date to buy ice cream. I took out my card to pay for the ice cream, and what happened was my card declined and she took out her card to pay for the ice cream, which was a bit embarrassing. And one thing she told me was she had an emergency budget for things like this. So always have an emergency budget, which kind of ties to the tip for number 3, where I said always have a budget for everything. So have a budget for emergencies so that you don't get stuck in the dark. So number 4, trying to keep up with the lifestyle. The thing is, we try to impress our friends, trying to show them that we can afford to buy the expensive alcohol or take people out on expensive dates. So the thing is, we end up spending a lot more money than we should, trying to show them, hurry, we can do this. We buy expensive cars, we live in expensive apartments and pay expensive rates. So one thing that we're not doing in 2025 is not living beyond our means. Okay, so this is like a bonus tip. I don't really have to say this, but I see that most of you are going to fall into this trap as the year begins. Most of you guys are going to fall into this trap of starting a gym membership that you guys are not even going to follow. Because when the year begins, when I lima full, and that is the problem. You end up paying for something that you're not even using. And then come mid-June, we don't even have to go that far though. March, you guys won't even be going to the gym anymore. And you end up paying for it. You keep on paying for it because you can't cancel it, because when you cancel it, they're going to charge you a premium. So be very sure about the gym membership that you're about to start. Make sure that you actually follow it. At least if you can go every day, go 3 times a week, at least. So if there is a subscription that you're not using, for example, Netflix, YouTube Premium, Spotify, if you're not using those things, cancel so that you can save that money. None of my videos constitute as financial advice. Nicolette Mashile likes to say this. I don't know what it means, but yeah. None of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you need financial advice, speak to someone who's registered with the FSCA. So, unnecessary expenses. So here's the thing, and I see it a lot with me. I'll be going to the shop and I'll see something that costs 20 Rand, maybe like a chocolate. I feel like I'm speaking about chocolates a lot in this video. Shows maybe I like chocolates, ne? So I'll be going to the shop and I'll see a chocolate costs 20 Rand. And I'll take my money, I'll say it's just 20 Rand. and I'll buy it. The thing with me is I like round figures on my account. So if there's 350, if I see that 50 rand, I'd want to spend it. If I see 325, if I see that 25 rand, I want to spend it. And all that leads to money being lost. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are like me, that is a very bad habit. Rather avoid it completely. So what I'm trying to say is that little money that you keep on spending because you think it's small, that money over time accumulates, and then you will see at the end of the month when your statement comes, you spent 3 million on something that you didn't even see at the end of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not do that. Look guys, I know that some of the things that I'm saying are pretty much obvious, but how many of you guys come month end, okay, maybe month end is where you guys have money, come mid-month the money is finished because we all spent it on things that we didn't need. So let's be money wise in 2025.
So, another thing that I see a lot is buying without comparison. I see it a lot online. You'll see a product is valued at 50 rand and the same product is valued twice that amount on another website. So, before you buy, make sure you go to different stores, different sites to see if they have the same thing for less. And always check if the product is quality. Don't just buy and shit. So another thing I see a lot is people ignoring financial advice. Guys, there's a ton of financial advice that is out there and people are still ignoring it. So in 2025, let's try and invest in learning more about money so that we can have more of it, because that's what we want, right? That's what we want. Okay, so I feel like I know. So that was it guys, that was it. If you enjoyed the video, like. If I left out something else, comment your thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't be afraid to do that. I feel like you guys don't comment, but that's besides the point. This is your boy Koraza, enjoy game and comment, spinning straight and signing out.